And yes, it's not an artistic issue. Or is it? Per my life view and the life view of all those who follow my life art philosophy, everything is art, not just traditional art, okay? So let's look into the art of vaccine skepticism. Several reasons why people don't really want to go all in on the vaccine. Number one, liberty. Now this is a big one. Traditionally, it's more of an American thing. But liberty has spread to other parts of the world as well, and it basically means the rights of the individual, okay? So a person might say, hey, it's my right to not take the vaccine and continue to be a potential danger to those who are medically incapable of receiving the vaccine. Those people will say that they shouldn't be forced into doing anything, even if that thing saves their lives and the lives of those around them. Difficult to agree with that. Disagree, sorry. Politician Patrick Henry was quoted in 1816, I've done some research for this, as saying, give me liberty or give me death. But Paddy arguably didn't take it far enough. For some people, the phrase is give me liberty by giving me death. And that is a very admirable self-sacrifice, okay? Although, of course, liberty is a very specific feeling. These people are referring to the rights of only one individual, themselves, and not the rights of other individuals who might argue that they have the right to live in a society where everyone is trying to keep each other safe. Different interpretations. Number two, God. Now, Nana already touched on this. Nana touched on this with his poem earlier. Wonderfully. I don't want to cover the same ground, but let me just give you a little bit of insight into this. For some, they don't want to interfere with God's plan. If it's my time, they might say. And that's perfectly understandable. If the last year or so has resembled anything, it's been a well thought out plan. The story of Noah teaches us that God has, in the past, decided to commit genocide in order to keep the population down. And if you've been on public transport or a sunny beach in 2019, you'd know that there are probably too many people alive. So the story does check out. Now, obviously, this doesn't factor in the idea that this miraculous vaccine itself is a gift from God. Could be, right? But according to these people, definitely not. Number three, politics. This one is more of an American thing, I will be honest with you. The Republican Party in America has, for one reason or another, been staunchly against the vaccine because it's good to have debate, isn't it? I think that's the primary reason, in the same way that for many of you, your co-weakling might opt for option A on an art bet, and even if you thought option A, you might switch it to B in the spirit of competition. And so any good Republican, in the spirit of competition and political allegiance, because a lot of Democrats have tended to say, yep, please, can I have that vaccine? Any good Republican will turn down this life-saving drug, just to keep things interesting. Now, obviously, a lot of the top Republican leaders have taken the vaccine, even after some of them were pretty staunchly against it in the past, pretty dismissive of it. When push came to shove, they did take it. And if you don't really understand how that works out, then it's complicated. You don't understand politics. Okay, just that's why. Next up, Mr. Bill Gates. Now, a lot of people are worried that Bill Gates is using these vaccines to implant microchips in the population in order to control us all. Now, you all know that I love a strong imagination. It's what's got me where I am today. It's a very, very powerful thing. My own imaginosphere has led me to several decisions in the past. And I love that these people are getting creative in the same way. I mean, the fact that this idea sprung from the idea of an invisible dye that could be added to vaccines to quickly and easily see which vaccine someone had received in a situation where digitized records were untenable, that's irrelevant, guys. That's irrelevant in this issue, okay? These people are using their imaginospheres, and this issue is based on ideas, yeah? The Microsoft guy controlling the population of the world through chips injected into their bloodstreams. That's a beautiful idea. Now, do I love that idea enough to not get vaccinated? Obviously not. But when they make that movie, they can take my money on opening night. That sounds like a real rip-roaring boring ride. Okay. And then finally, we've got mistrust. Now, this is more specifically mistrust in the government. Because, hey guys, what if the government were giving us this vaccine not because they wanted to cure us, but because they wanted to kill us? Huh? What if? I mean, sure, that wouldn't make sense. We'd be killing most of the people, and the people left wouldn't be the fun ones. Who would want to live in that world? But what if, guys? What if? Now, what if? Those two words, it's one of the most powerful pairs of words in the English language. It's the reason that mannequins are unnerving. You know they won't move. You know it. It's impossible for them to move. It would never happen. But what if? And it's that what if that's keeping some people from getting the vaccine. Now, ultimately, all of these reasons come down to one central one. It's about guts. Yeah, it's a gut thing. A gut feeling that something's not right. Now, gut feelings are powerful, guys, and they're a lot easier to deal with than thoughts. A thought has to be backed up. A thought has to be researched and justified. A gut feeling just has to be, okay? And it's those gut feelings, divorced from reason, that are driving much of the vaccine skepticism. And as much as I love the vaccine, and I do feel great if tired after getting it, I do also love a gut feeling, guys. I love me a gut feeling. I mean, guys, gut feelings are responsible for some of the greatest Adam Sandler movies of all time. You tell me that they're a bad thing.
You just watched a highlight from the Most Week show. Congratulations. If you're still hungry for more, there's a playlist to my left with every single episode on it. But if you want to experience the show in the way that God and I intended, you're going to have to watch it live. Twitch.tv/iamnotme, iamart, most Sundays. Like the name, it's clever. You're going to enjoy